specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Hey guys, it's Austin Norman with 93.7 The Ticket. Join us this Thursday and Friday for Week 1 high school football from Seacrest Field. On Thursday, Jay Foreman and I will bring you the call of Lincoln East and Lincoln Northeast before Friday features a matchup between Lincoln Southeast and Millard West. Catch prep football all season long on Lincoln's home for high school football, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000 or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
Remember your first Saw Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Harvest is almost here, and the last thing that you need is downtime. Get ready for the season ahead by stocking up on the parts you need from Landmark Implement. Now through September 15th, in lieu of the parts catalog discount, save 10% on over-the-counter combine, front-end equipment, and air seeder parts from Landmark. That includes John Deere, John Deere Riemann, and Essentials by John Deere. Stop by your local Landmark Implement Parts Department today and experience the Landmark difference.
Buying or selling a home should feel exciting, not overwhelming. That's why more buyers and sellers trust Ben Bleicher with the professional realty group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate. Ben combines luxury-level service with a friendly, down-to-earth approach that helps you feel confident every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home or preparing to sell for top dollar, Ben is ready to help you move forward. Call Ben Bleicher today at 402-466-3748.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Maybe a 9.
That's not bad at all.
It was a real cork.
That one is a little bit lower. That's a good one, about a 5.6.
For a can, that's all right.
Did you pick your walk-up music here?
No, they
I like it.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I don't know who put that together.
That's a great question. Austin Norman's usually pretty good at putting these. I wouldn't be surprised if that's an Austin Norman piece. But welcome in. It is Thirsty Thursday. with Kevin Meyer of Meyer's Cork and Bottle. You guys are always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685. Got Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter in here for In the Pit. Of course, it's Thursday, so we're going to test out a few beverages as well from Meyer's Cork and Bottle. Fellas, how's it going today? I know you guys were golfing as Kevin Meyer's getting the drinks ready.
It was basically the Grant Wistrom show, and we were just all part of. We were just viewing.
That's
right. It was something else. I'll tell you what.
It was something else. All right. Oh my gosh. I this morning, they're wrapping up early break. They talked about, guys are going out and golfing, and Jake was mentioning golfing with us, and I'm like, Jake, quite possibly the worst golfer you've ever seen. I'm so bad. When you're done playing with me, you're never going to say I played really good today, and I even played worse than that today. So bad.
So what was it? It was like a scramble? Was it because you were all on a team, right?
Yeah.
Ticket team?
Yeah. So, but don't let Grant Kidd just, sell himself short here. There was one hole where
out of 18, out of 85 shots today,
where the rest of us missed the fairway, and we needed one. And this guy came through.
Yes, and I did knock the snot out of it, landed in the middle of the fairway. Could not have been any better, but that was it.
That's all you need in a scramble.
There's always one to keep you coming back. That's all it is. It's the most humbling sport in the world.
Definitely.
Oh, that it is.
Definitely.
Every other sport, the harder you try, the better you do. They're effort-based. Golf is just the opposite. It's, it's kind of like trying to pick up that hot girl that, the harder you try, the more she's like, get away from me. You creep. Yeah.
Kev, you got a good golf game? Or you golf much?
I'm an 8 handicap.
Okay. Hey, that's not bad.
But if that's at Woodland Hills, that's where I played in the ticket league all summer. And so if I go out and play Firethorn, I'm probably an 11 at Firethorn or a 12, the degree of difficulty changes, but I haven't really had a chance to play anywhere else. So right now I'm at an 8.
Yeah, well, this was out at Corey Oaks, and they did a pretty good job with that place. I mean, the bones are still the same, but I think they ripped out a lot of trees and probably kind of did some stuff to the surface and the greens. And
the views
are
vastly improved.
I said to Grant, I said, this is such an awesome, when we first got out there, I said, it's such an awesome piece of property. It really is.
There's a couple holes where it's like, am I in Nebraska right now? It just, it has a different feel. And then when you have those holes that go along the river there, they opened all that up, and so you can see, and it's just a beautiful place.
You just don't, the elevation changes out there. You just would not expect that in Nebraska. Pretty awesome. Beautiful course.
Right there on the bluffs.
Mm-hmm.
As always, appreciate it heading out there. And for those guys having the ticket crew out to there, Kev, what do you got for us today? What's the spread?
Well, let's try the beer first. So my good buddy at White Elm named Colby Wood, he's the owner, brewer, proprietor. This is probably my favorite Nebraska brewery, White Elm, right over on 7th and Van Dorn. They did just open a new tap room in York. And so, if you're driving by and you see the big hot air balloon water tower, pull off there and get yourself a beer at White Elm. But this is their Fest beer, which is a German style lager. Now, I said I wouldn't do any Oktoberfest in August. Yep. Technically, it's not an Oktoberfest. It's just a Fest beer, which is like a celebratory beer. And it's a seasonal lager. So basically, it's just a beer to celebrate the change of the seasons, kind of getting out of summer into fall. And so when we get into September, I'll start bringing in some Oktoberfest, and we'll talk a little bit about the history of why Oktoberfest is what it is, why it happened, the style of beers, etc. But this is just a seasonal German style lager brewed right here in good old Lincoln.
Cheers.
That's a win for me. I'm also a big fan of White Elm.
Now, Kevin, have you ever drank out of a boot, like the boot glass?
I have the glass boot, not like an old leather one.
Point, and then it kicks back at you. Right? You got to kind of know how to handle that.
It's like that. Remember that thing from like the 70s, that little bird that had the red liquid inside of it, and it would just peck back and forth because the water would go. Right. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, it'll sneak up and get you.
Yeah. Have you ever been over to Oktoberfest?
I have not. I've never been across the pond. Usually, when I get a chance to travel, I go south. So
we went over. My father is from Germany, so we would go over there occasionally when we were younger, and we went over during Oktoberfest one year, and we were kids. So we would go to these tents, and we would basically be outside. My parents would go in with the aunts and uncles and everybody, and we would be outside like with a soccer ball or something. And all the kids would be out there. All I remember were these dudes that would come out, and they eat something over there called labor case, right? Which is like I don't know exactly how to describe it. I don't want to say like a spam, but like anyway, it gets sliced and diced, and all I remember were guys coming out and just power puking this labor case everywhere, and then being like, okay, ready to go back in.
Is that like, do you know what Braunschweiger is?
Braunschweiger.
My grandpa used to eat that.
Yeah. My folks used to eat that when we were kids. They'd take it camping and whatnot. That's probably pretty similar to what labor case is.
I mean, I used to eat with the German dad who's in the restaurant, but I used to eat a lot of that stuff as well too. Trying to think of some of the other stuff that we had. No,
weird German stuff.
Yeah.
So was your dad actually born in Germany?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he came over to the States when he was about 25. One of those kind of all, $1.25 in his pocket, and it was all change, and just
that's
got
amazing.
a job working at a hotel or something, and eventually, one day saved up enough. His brother ended up coming over, and then they started a restaurant at some point.
And so do you speak German pretty fluently?
Nine.
No.
Nine.
You always speak English.
Ein bisschen.
Yeah.
I think,
that's impressive. I'm good friends with Achim Griesel, Sam Griesel's dad. And he's a good dude.
Yep.
And just it always impresses me that someone can just pack up everything that they have and just, whatever you got that you can wear on your back and just start in a new country. Like, I don't know, that just impresses me. I probably don't have that kind of, what would you call it? Independence.
I think that's a nice way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Independence.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of the Oktoberfest beers. So I do appreciate that we're holding those off to kind of before we get fully into it. Grant, you been to Oktoberfest?
No, never have.
Would you be interested? Is that like something up your alley?
The ticket should go over there. Let's do that.
I know it's kind of expensive, but I hear it's a great time.
Yeah, I would be in.
Sponsored by Myers Cork and Bottle.
Yeah,
there we go.
Book it. No, I'm always down for a good time. Yeah, I would love to do something like that. Like when you went over for the World Cup, was that around that time? Or no, it's World Cup's a little bit before Oktoberfest, I guess. Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember. So like those 23andMe or the Ancestry.com or whatever else, my last name's Meyer. That's pretty darn German, right?
Yeah.
My wife's last name is Schneider. Her mom was Luder. I'm like, well, we're just pretty much straight German. On my mom's side, she's from Minnesota. And so a lot of Norwegian up there. So I'm thinking I'm half Norwegian, half German. And so the kids got us one of those testing kits or whatever for Christmas one year, and you spit in the tube and you send it off. And now the government has my DNA.
Right. Yeah. They can frame you for anything.
That's right.
Forget about it.
But so I got the thing back, and I had zero detectable German DNA.
Really?
And my dad's, I was like, Dad, we're not German at all. And he goes, that's not true. I'm like, science, man. It says we have zero detectable German. Now they changed it a little bit, so I have some, but mostly Mom was right. I am Norwegian, but not a lot of German. Yeah. So go figure.
Man, you guys ever do those Ancestry? They are interesting.
My wife got one for me for like Christmas or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
you wouldn't do it, would you?
Heck no.
Yeah, that's right.
Number one, I don't need anybody else knowing where I am in case they want, any kind of shots that got away from me when I was, younger. And so, but then also what you said, the DNA, letting the government have, your DNA.
Yeah, I mean, technically they're not the government, but they have it, so the government can probably
have
access.
I mean, they catch murderers and stuff off of that.
Oh,
they get access to it. Yeah.
I'm at the point where I think if they want info on me, they'll get it. I think
true.
I've kind of given up, whether it's my iPhone or whatever it is. But no, it's always super interesting. Grant, you ever do it?
No. If they want that information, they're going to have to work for it. Yeah, I'm not going to give it to them freely.
Fair enough.
Excuse me, will you smell this handkerchief?
Yeah. I just want to cut your hair.
All right, Kev, what's the wine selection?
Going off the rails. So this is from Spain, and it's called Garnacha Centenaria, which means century-old Grenache. The grape itself originates in France. This is in Spain. And what happens as grapevines age, they'll produce fewer clusters of grapes, and the berries will be smaller, but they can leave them on the vine longer and longer because the skin on the grape becomes really, really thick. But not all grapes do that well. So, like, you don't want 40-year-old Cabernet vines. Once they start to hit that age, they rip them out, plant new ones. But there are a few grape types that continue to get better as the vine gets older. So these vines are in excess of 100 years old. They sort of look like this Transylvanian, really gnarly, trunky stuff. But they can leave the grapes on well later into the harvest that other grapes wouldn't survive. They would shrivel up and turn into raisins. So it really concentrates the juice. And what's also unique about the Spanish wines, and it's totally unique to Spain, is that they have this kind of a smoky paprika spice to them. So it pairs really well with spicy food. So I love it with anything Mexican, like good chicken enchiladas, but you can do like paella, which is obviously Spanish. Anything that's got some heat to it. So some of that either smoked paprika, cumin, and then it can be sausage, it can be chicken, it can be beef. It doesn't really matter what it is, but a wine like this is going to go really well with it. I also like it with curry. So if you ever do any Indian food, like my favorite is chicken tikka korma from the oven. You guys ever go to the oven?
I love the oven.
Oh man. So a wine like this would go perfect with that.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
That is a little different. I don't think I've had any wine like that before.
What part of it is different?
I'm going to have to
you?
take another drink to tell you that. Well, first of all, it had a cork. It's not a screw off. Couldn't tap the box,
The old cardboard dough.
Yeah.
So is it pretty consistent in terms of red wine for red meat? You know, white wine, chicken, fish, is that kind of, or can you now, are there some reds that you can have with chicken?
I think, both are sort of true. So if you're looking for some guidelines as far as pairings go, red with red, white with white. Now, that being said, I always tell people, drink the kind of wine you like with what you're having.
Right.
Because if it's good, it's going to work.
Yep.
Now, if about the only time you're going to clash is if you're doing something sweet, especially when you try to do sweet with sweet.
So like a Riesling?
Yeah. So like it can give you a sensation of like brushing your teeth and drinking orange juice.
Yeah.
So it's astringent. You don't want that. So you want the food to bring the wine up a level, the wine to bring the food up a level. And so, like I said, we do a lot of stuff off the grill. Last night, we did some chicken quarters, and I just bathed those in extra virgin olive oil and some apple cider vinegar, and then some like Italian pizza seasoning.
Yep.
And then just let those go nice and slow, get the skin really crispy off the Traeger. The night before that, we just did some chicken breasts that had some balsamic on it, cut up some fresh tomato. Wife picked some basil out of the garden. And, those were relatively light meals, but we're drinking red wine with it and it works. So it's just sort of, you like what you like and drink what you're having with the meal that you're cooking. So
When you go to, like, when the vineyard will go to plant grapes, do they plant like cuttings, or are they actually planting a seed? And like, how long does that take? And I'm sure it probably varies upon the grape, but till it's mature enough to harvest or start harvesting.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And generally it is cutting. So they're planting root stock and then they're grafting onto that root stock. And the root stock has to be resistant to certain types of bugs, and most notably what's called phylloxera, which is it's like an aphid. And it will wipe out vineyards, entire countrysides of wine grapes if it's not planted with the right root stock. And then they're looking for other elements like soil composition, drainage, angle to the sun, slope. They're taking in all this stuff into consideration. To me, it's calculus. It's part art, part science, and part luck. And but yeah, generally, if they're planting a vineyard, they're doing the rootstock first, and then they're going to graft the varietal that they think is best for that particular plot onto that rootstock. But farmers around here will tell you their soil types will change from one end of the field to the other. So we're clay on this side, we're loam on the other, and we're this on the other. And so they're paying attention to that, doing samples, and then they're going to plant the grapes that do their best in that particular plot. And sometimes it's just like 2 or 3 rows, and it only goes for half an acre, and then it switches. So they have to pay attention to what they planted too.
Can you eat? I mean, would wine grapes, they taste bitter, sour if you just tried to eat them?
No, they're sweet.
They're sweet.
Yeah, when they're ripe, but they're full of seeds, so they're not really great to just nibble on.
Yeah.
But so when they're harvested, they have a lot of residual sugar, and that's what makes it fermentable. So they introduce yeast, which eats that sugar and ferments into alcohol and carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide is allowed to escape, and obviously the alcohol is trapped in. And then so they do this thing called maceration with red wine, where the skins stay in contact, and they constantly punch it down, and then it floats back to the top, and they punch it down, and then once fermentation is complete, they usually put it in stainless steel tanks for a little while before it goes in the oak. And then a lot of times they'll do a combination of new oak versus used oak. And then sometimes they'll also do a combination of like French, Slovenian, American oak. It depends on the wine and where it's coming from.
Is the rootstock always the same for every varietal grape, or does the rootstock maybe depend on the region? Or
I think the latter. I think there's probably all kinds of rootstock that again is just resistant to that phylloxera bug. But we're doing a deep dive into some areas.
Hey man,
I can BS with the best of them, but hey,
I just sell the stuff.
Yeah, we're getting over the edge here.
What about rosé?
Yeah,
so that's a big summer wine. A lot of women drink it. What exactly is rosé?
So it's essentially a hybrid of both a red and a white. Okay. So it's a red grape that they allow just very limited skin contact after the crush, and then the skins are separated, so it doesn't turn it all the way red. It just turns it pink. And then they're generally going to just be stainless steel, no oak, and then you drink it chilled like a white wine. So it's really a true hybrid of a red and a white, but you get a little bit of that flavoring from the grape skins. And so, the ladies like it because it's cute, it's pink. So, right. But it's chilled and it drinks like a white wine, and they're generally pretty light. Yeah.
I had a question about when it comes to like pesticides, and you mentioned those aphids before. Like I got a house plant that's covered in, but I got like organic spray, and they come back in a very short amount of time. Just get really specific on like when it comes to grapevines in particular, like what these guys can all use and how specific like the regulations are around that.
Yeah, I mean, especially in your premier wine producing regions like the Napa Valleys of the world, your Sonomas of the world, they're really, really highly regulated on what they can do. Now, they're not necessarily all certified organic, but a lot of them are.
Okay.
And they'll grow the grapes organically, but when they make them, they also have to, especially when it goes in a barrel, they have to add sulfur dioxide, so SO2. And so then once they add that, the wine ceases to be organic, but it's a preservative that's required. Otherwise it turns to vinegar. So we tend to use more of the SO2 with our American wines than the Europeans do. But yeah, they're pretty highly regulated on what they can use and what they can't. But if you ask pretty much anyone who's serious about winemaking, they don't want to put chemicals and pesticides and herbicides and all that stuff on their grapes. They number one, it's not healthy for their ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for the people they're trying to make it for and sell it to. And so they do everything they can to not use that stuff to the best of their ability. And I imagine it's pretty difficult some years. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, would you think significantly different than like what we're using like here in Nebraska on like our cornfields and like soybean fields?
Oh, we blasted.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
You know what out of that stuff? I had this airplane flying over my house the other day, and I was like, "What is that guy doing? Is like this like a drug run or what?" No, he was spraying the field. So, it's different when I guess because they're making ethanol out of it,
Right, right.
Or they're doing seed corn. So basically they're growing corn to grow corn to make ethanol. So that they spray the, what out of the stuff that we're eating, generally not as much, just because, you don't want that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Is the SO2, is that the sulfites?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So,
and why do they add it? Because I know a lot of people are sensitive to that. Why do they add that? Why do they have to add it again?
It just prevents the wine from breaking down and turn into vinegar. And so, especially as we get older, our tolerance to sulfites changes. So, some people will get like headaches. Some people get allergic type symptoms, blotchy skin, hot flash, whatever. And it's because of the sulfites. Now, sulfites occur naturally, and you eat a banana, it's got sulfites in it. But, everyone has their sort of threshold. And so that's why a lot of people say, oh, we went to Italy and I drank, wine all day long. I never had a hangover. And it's because, they're not using so much of that. We tend to use more because we don't like to take our time with stuff. We got to crank it out. We're an industrial nation. We don't have patience to age things, or, it's got to get to market quickly. And so they're going to do that the most efficient way possible.
Well, Kev, before we let you go here, anything exciting going on down there at Kevin Myers Cork and Bottle? Any new deals, margarita mixes, anything that you got
Thank you,
in the house?
Thank you.
Need some margarita mix?
I caught a little heck yesterday. They were saying that I love margaritas, and I'm not going to apologize.
I wouldn't apologize. I love margaritas.
Yeah.
Do you give away like a makeup bag or something?
Yeah. You've been thinking on that one all day, huh? Yeah.
The best margarita mix, and I have a buddy that he was born in Mexico City, but he lives here now, and it's fresh squeezed orange juice, fresh squeezed lime juice, and then some agave nectar, which is the essentially the honey that they make tequila from, that comes out of the agave plant. And then if you want to thin it out a little bit, then you can add some sort of just sort of a lemon lime, anything really. Yeah. But man, when you do it with the fresh juice,
it's crazy. Just the way that you feel the next day. Like when you make everything from scratch, compared to in a high quality alcohol, compared to a lower quality one, or all the syrups and everything, like it's totally different the way that you feel.
And you're not pumping yourself full of sugar and all kinds of weird stuff. So
is that what the hangover comes from, like sugar? Is
that
the worst
part of it? Yeah.
Okay.
You ever been to a wedding and drank the too much of the cheap champagne? And it's from the sugar. Yeah. And just quality makes a difference. So especially if you're using real ingredients and organic stuff and not pumping your body full of that stuff.
Well said. Let the people know any awesome deals. My brother is curious. He's going to swing by Lincoln. We have a prime rib every year. It's got a little bit of heavy garlic on it. Wants to know if there's a good wine for a kind of heavier garlic.
Absolutely.
Red meat.
So yeah, I mean, that one that we had last week, that Black Stallion Cabernet, $30, Napa Valley Cabernet, that and a piece of prime rib, it'd be like, peanut butter and jelly. It just, that would definitely be high on my list. But if you even want to go bigger, we've got probably 150 different Cabernets, ranging in price from $13 to $300 and everywhere in between. It's a fun time of year because we're getting in a lot of these fest beers and Oktoberfest and just the fall seasonals. And we're also getting in some new whiskey. So we just got in Heaven Hill Double Mash. It's never the same sort twice. And so it's difficult for me to tell you exactly everything in the sum of 15 minutes. But stop on in and we'll take good care of you. The M is out again. So we're currently Ayers Cork and Bottle again. And so, come down and shop. Let's keep the M lit. The neon company's fixing it again. So it's Ayers Cork and Bottle right now, but we're gonna get the M going again.
So you can definitely go check them out. It's Myers Cork and Bottle, but if you're driving by, it'll read Ayers Cork and Bottle until they get the M back. But we appreciate Kev, as always, coming in here, showing us some of the selection, and definitely go check them out. Not only can you get a nice beverage for yourself and the family, but you can also get educated a little bit along the way if you care to. Kev, appreciate it as always. We'll throw it to break. Don't go anywhere. It is In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board.
Harvest is almost here, and the last thing that you need is downtime. Get ready for the season ahead by stocking up on the parts you need from Landmark Implement. Now through September 15th, in lieu of the parts catalog discount, save 10% on over-the-counter combine, front-end equipment, and air seeder parts from Landmark. That includes John Deere, John Deere Riemann, and Essentials by John Deere. Stop by your local Landmark Implement Parts Department today and experience the Landmark difference.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Nutrition Authority invites you to enjoy internet crushing prices in the back-to-school blowout. We already offer better than internet pricing, but from Monday, August 24th through Saturday, August 29th, we're slashing them even deeper. The back-to-school blowout at Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
When you're not listening to our coverage of Nebraska football, 93.7 The Ticket still has your Saturday college football fix. This week, tune in for the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in Dublin, Ireland. This year's game features Bill Belichick and North Carolina facing off against Sonny Dykes and TCU. That's college football's game of the week here on 93.7 The Ticket, Lincoln's home for college football.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
Remember your first Salt Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where Maintain X comes in. Maintain X catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
Hey guys, it's Austin Norman with 93.7 The Ticket. Join us this Thursday and Friday for Week 1 high school football from Seacrest Field. On Thursday, Jay Foreman and I will bring you the call of Lincoln East and Lincoln Northeast before Friday features a matchup between Lincoln Southeast and Millard West. Catch prep football all season long on Lincoln's home for high school football, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back in segment number 2 in the pit. 402-464-5685. Starting him in text line. Appreciate you guys' thoughts as always. And change it up here. We've talked about how tough the schedule is when we're looking at the coaches that Nebraska football is going to be playing up against. Let's take a little bit of look into the quarterbacks that Nebraska football will face this year. Before we do, let's shout out our sponsors, always, Freedom Flooring Company.
Segment 2 of In the Pit is brought to you by Freedom Flooring. They offer all flooring from vinyl to hardwood and carpet to tile. They have 25 years of experience in Lincoln. It's better than builder-grade material. They also have a full-time interior designer on staff to help with the selection process. Freedom Flooring is open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 at 6 p.m. on Thursdays and Saturdays from 9 to 1. They'll provide free estimates and consultations. Freedom Flooring, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Appreciate them and their support as always. So I got just a few quarterbacks named on the sheet in front of you, but we can go through some of the guys that we do know. Ohio, they got Nick Poulos, who will be playing 6'5", 235 pounds. He played 4 games as a backup last season, completing 4 passes for 19 yards. So there's not a ton that we can really make out of him. I believe Bowling Green's still deciding on who they're going to play. We got Jerry Kaminsky down there at North Dakota, 6'2", 213 pounds. Currently, he's completed 223 of 382 for 2,500 yards and 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Also added 607 rushing on the ground. So with North Dakota, again, you don't want to look over these guys, but they got a quarterback with a ton of reps under his belt. Yes, different competition level, but also a little bit of a dual threat quarterback as well. The first quarterback that sticks out, we talked about him off air. If you remember him, we saw him in Memorial Stadium. Michigan State, they got Alicio Milovicic. And last year, he was the guy who came in there after Childs got banged up and honestly looked better. I would have been more nervous if he started the game than if he came in as a backup. Jason, what are your thoughts? Because I know you were talking about this guy off air too.
I think when he came in, he played well. I think he understands the system. I wonder if that had something to do with Childs ending up at Northwestern this year. Maybe I don't know. You got Fitzgerald going in there.
Right.
Could be.
And I should say this is the projected starter, right? They could change things, but that's who they could do.
But I thought he was good. I thought he was impressive. I recall, it was a pretty windy day that day against Michigan State last year, and he handled it well. And he threw 2 touchdowns.
I know it was early on. He came in and had one right away, and then he got back in later in the game. And I don't want to say it was garbage time, but put a little bit of pressure on Nebraska. But he was able to kind of punish them late. The game felt a little bit far away, but when you were looking at who felt like the more stable quarterback, it was certainly him as opposed to Childs in that game.
He's not going to jump off the page, in terms of like physical qualities. I doubt he's throwing the ball 70, 80 yards in the air like you hear some of these guys that are. But I think he probably is a guy that, if he has a solid offensive line, if he's got a good running game, he can be very, very efficient in what he does.
Mm-hmm. And last year, so he did get the start 4 games at the end of last season. He had 322 snaps. On those snaps, completed 64% of his passes. He was 111 for 173, about 12,000 yards in the air, 10 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. So, you kind of get thrown in the spot late in the season, and he did well with it. That's just a guy I would definitely circle, not look over. And then Maryland, whatever you think about the Terps, Malik Washington, he is certainly one of those, I think, high ceiling quarterbacks in the Big Ten. I think he'll be one of those favorites again. He threw for just about 3,000 yards the last year, 2,900, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, though. So you could make an argument the interception ratio may be a little bit high, but 249 yards on a touchdown as well as rushing.
And true freshman last year, like you said, not a kid that enrolled early either. When he started his career at Maryland when training camp started.
Yeah.
So to think about, what he did in that first year without having the benefit of being here for, 4 or 5 months prior, like a lot of these kids that early enroll, I think this kid is going to end up being real dangerous. And I think Loxley probably feels like he's got kind of this gem at quarterback, and I would expect big things out of this kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to call him like UCLA's Nico Iamaleava, not yet, but he's certainly got that playmaking ability where he just makes you sweat. Like if you see him and he's got space around him, you start sweating a little bit because he's good enough to make, even some of your better defensive players whiff.
I mean, they had us pretty much. We had to come back and win that game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things to continue. So even like the teams like quote-unquote Maryland, who maybe you want to look past, look who they got a quarterback. For Indiana, they're bringing in TCU transfer Josh Hoover. He finished with about 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So another highly experienced quarterback. Washington is going to year 2, but the majority of these guys got a lot of experience under their belt. Number 5 rated quarterback in the transfer portal. No surprise that Indiana was able to land him. We'll kind of wait and see how he develops there. But again, we had Curtis Rourke looked awesome. And nobody was talking about Curtis Rourke 2 years ago with Indiana. Makes it to the college football playoffs. Last year, they run the table to get a Heisman winner. I'm not going to look at Hoover saying that he's a guy that can't live up to that same hype.
I mean, in the games that I watched him at TCU last year, I thought he was impressive.
They waxed North Carolina to open up the year.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing. It was like the first drive. Bill Belichick hype train was like, "Ooh, look at us go!" And then
that's right. That's
TCU
right. They
all the way
the
after.
First drive, right? That's right. Everyone was like, "Oh man, Belichick! Look what he's doing down in Carolina," and then it just went downhill. Second series, just
it fizzled out pretty quickly.
Quick.
On a quick side note, it's not anywhere out of the notes. You guys buy into the Bill Belichick down there with the Tar Heels?
I'm not feeling it.
I mean, it's not off to a good 2026 start. You had Michael Lombardi, the GM, get suspended or
it was a suspend. I know there was definitely a punishment.
His
involved.
son, that's the defensive coordinator, has stepped away.
Yep, that one's true.
To deal with some personal issues. So it's not off to a great start. You obviously have the girlfriend down there that creates a lot of.
You want to talk about distractions?
Yeah.
Let's once again focus on the football.
Well, don't you think? I mean, especially for a guy that made his career on eliminating distractions. All of those Patriot guys talk about it. You come in, you handle your business, but distraction, he didn't want any sort of out stuff from the outside coming into the building. And this guy brings in a 26-year-old girlfriend, and he's an AARP member.
It's undefeated. It is undefeated.
It is. What exactly is it? that you're talking about? What is it? I don't understand what you.
It is.
I don't know what you're talking about. Could you
We
explain?
don't need to elaborate anymore. If you know what it is, you know what it is, and it is undefeated.
Well, that's the most bizarre thing is the amount of access. But I know there's been a lot of conversations about trying to limit the access, but that's one where, if I'm like, just the distraction part of all, there's a lot to wrap your head around. And like, I get it. If you can be there on the field and not be a distraction, that's one thing. But when you're seemingly having like your opinion be heard and you're out there like deciding on here's Bill Belichick's marketing.
You can have that girlfriend, but why is she on the sideline during games?
That's the thing.
Like,
look,
wow.
When Bill was sneaking out of her little cottage house, okay, and that video got people liked her much more then.
Yeah.
But now that she's like immersing herself in this football world, it's like, all right, you need to step back.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm not buying stock in the Tar Heels. I was always I thought Bill Belichick's a great coach. I don't know what's going down there.
They kicked the season off this right there over in Ireland.
TCU again.
Yeah.
So they get a rematch. Hopefully it goes better for them this time around, but I'm not entirely sure. That one game always has some weird magic to it. Last year was obviously the Bill Belichick first drive, and then the bubble popped immediately. We'll see what happens this year in a rematch situation. But yeah, they kick things off this week, so we'll get a chance to see him again.
He clearly needs a quarterback down there. I think they played the freshman right last year, and then they eventually went to like Rob Johnson's kid or something like that, who had, I think, pretty horrific knee injury at some point in his career. But obviously his time in the NFL, his success was largely in part to Brady, having a guy like that. I think they both needed each other.
For sure.
It wasn't just one-sided. But I think down there in Chapel Hill, he needs somebody that can run the offense.
All right, 100% with you. Well, like I said, we got to see him this week. Let's go quickly through the rest of these quarterbacks before we switch it up here. So, because it just gets tougher. So, Washington, Damon Williams Jr., obviously a stud, threw for 3,000 plus yards last year, 25 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. And he also added 611 yards and 6 touchdowns rushing. Illinois got Hauser. I believe right now that he's going to definitely be the favorite. 26 career starts under his belt, coming off a season at East Carolina where he completed 66% of his passes, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Rutgers, that's one we'll kind of wait and see. Ohio State, you got Julian Sayin. Enough said about him. We should know who he is. And then Iowa, to be decided yet. And I might have missed Dante Moore, but Dante Moore, obviously another quarterback that we'll face again.
I've heard the Iowa competition is kind of up and down.
It's up in the air. Every time
they
it feels
originally,
like it's closer.
earlier in the week, they thought the guy who played the last scrimmage was taking control, and then apparently he looked horrible in the next scrimmage. And then the other guy maybe looked a little better in the second scrimmage than the first one. So
yeah, it's going to be Hank Brown or Jeremy Heklinski. Is kind of those are the two guys that are just up and down, and it does feel like a week-to-week thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to judge at Iowa because I remember last year everyone was giving Iowa the hard time for the preseason highlight where he threw a 5-yard out.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a pretty damn good quarterback, at least in the Big Ten. With that being said, we'll throw it to break. We got one more segment in hour number 1. We'll still have hour number 2 to go. In the pit, Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Remember your first Salt Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. The local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to enjoy internet-crushing prices in the back-to-school blowout. We already offer better than internet pricing, but from Monday, August 24th through Saturday, August 29th, we're slashing them even deeper. The back-to-school blowout on Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
Harvest is almost here, and the last thing that you need is downtime. Get ready for the season ahead by stocking up on the parts you need from Landmark Implement. Now through September 15th, in lieu of the parts catalog discount, save 10% on over-the-counter combine, front-end equipment, and air seeder parts from Landmark. That includes John Deere, John Deere Riemann, and Essentials by John Deere. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts department today and experience the Landmark difference.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Tune in after every Nebraska volleyball match for post-game coverage. Each dig, set, kill, and block. We discuss it all here on 93.7 The Ticket. Join former Husker outside hitter Mandy Monson as she breaks down the key players and key moments from every single match. Post-match coverage is sponsored by Insight Partners, an alliance of insurance agencies working in partnership to serve customers and communities across the Midwest, and proud NIL partners of Andy Jackson and Bergen Riley. That's Husker Volleyball Postgame immediately after each and every match on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back in. A quick segment before we get back to the top of the hour. And some other news. I know we mentioned it yesterday. The Big 12, the ACC are both joining in with the Big 10 and SEC to join the ban from pro players coming back to college. We'll see what it looks like after the lawsuits all settle. From the text line, we had meal ticket says, is In the Pit Fridays too? It absolutely is. You're more than welcome to tune in once again tomorrow, same time slot, that 4 to 6 p.m. window. It is preseason, so sometimes we have to have these preseason conversations. Bowl game projections. There's a few out there. ESPN put out some feelers. No Pinstripe Bowl. I know it's been a favorite for Nebraska to be projected in lately, but that was not the case. They had us projected in the Cactus Bowl or Las Vegas Bowl. And I think the more interesting part is the teams they think will also kind of be in that same area with Nebraska that are likely matchups. And I'll basically just ask you guys, which one would you prefer? The Cactus Bowl. They think UCF versus Nebraska, Las Vegas Bowl, Oklahoma versus Nebraska.
Well, I don't think Oklahoma is. I mean, to me, I think they're going to be a team to look out for this year. I think the quarterback's healthy. I don't see them playing in the Las Vegas Bowl. But what was Utah last year? I mean, what was their record going in?
Utah was solid.
They were like 10-2.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, 9 wins, 10 wins before the bowl game, of course.
So how the heck did how did they match that game up?
Conference, Utah. I mean, if you were in that conference, that's just kind of how it works. I feel in Nebraska, I feel like
we
a notch because we travel so well.
Fans are going to show up. I would so much rather play Oklahoma. I'm just.
You don't want to see the frost?
I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the talk,
But maybe the game would end it. It would either end it or it could really ignite it.
Right. And I'm just tired of it. I just get past it. The tenure here sucked. Just don't want to hear about it for 3 weeks leading up to it again. I'm just tired of the talk. I'm tired and it's nice that you haven't heard him talking about Nebraska in a long time.
Well, like a month or two.
Just
right.
Done with it. Let's move on, close a chapter on that. It was a botched experiment.
Didn't work.
Yeah, let's go. But I mean, if there was an opportunity to play Oklahoma, hopefully we're the caliber team that could go out and compete against them. And man, what an awesome game that would be.
Oh yeah. That stadium would be packed for the Las Vegas Bowl.
I mean, what a home run it would be for them.
But can we keep our coach from ziplining down Fremont Street? Is that possible?
Can we do that? Hold our breath.
Can we do that?
Yeah. There's a Ferris wheel there too. Maybe. I don't know. Let's keep them off that.
I'm with you guys though. I really don't care about the Frost thing as much. Not a lot to gain, maybe more to lose there. I do think Frost is, hopefully said, I'm just going to shut up about this. I got things to figure out here at UCF and just putting unnecessary pressure. I don't think the fans even care much about the Scott Frost thing anymore. Yeah. I really don't. Yeah. I think people have just kind of washed their hands like, all right, good luck down there. The comments he said kind of spiked the fires back up, but he's turned that back down. So I'm with you guys. I don't think we'll see Oklahoma, though. I just think they'll be too good to be in a bowl game like that. And their fans are pretty well-traveled as well, so it's not like, they would get moved down and all. And Utah was, in fact, 10 wins last year, regular season.
Oklahoma, to me, is a playoff team.
Yeah, potential for sure.
Yeah. So, so there's no way. If they make the playoff, obviously they're not playing the Las Vegas Bowl.
No. We'll have to wait and see, though. It is preseason. Yeah. That's why I put that for the last segment, because let's not put a lot of weight into those. But thought of some interesting options that Nebraska potentially could face. We'll throw us a break. On the other side, we'll talk about Nebraska's Vegas over-under win total number. We have not done well with that number in the past. For 9 straight years, in fact, we have not done well with that number. We'll talk about what that looks like on the other side. Don't go anywhere. It's In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where Maintain X comes in. Maintain X catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to enjoy internet-crushing prices in the back-to-school blowout. We already offer better than internet pricing, but from Monday, August 24th through Saturday, August 29th, we're slashing them even deeper. The back-to-school blowout on Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
When you're not listening to our coverage of Nebraska football, 93.7 The Ticket still has your Saturday college football fix. This week, tune in for the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in Dublin, Ireland. This year's game features Bill Belichick in North Carolina facing off against Sonny Dykes in TCU. That's college football's game of the week here on 93.7 The Ticket, Lincoln's home for college football.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 85. Northerly winds around 5 miles per hour. Slight chance for showers. Tonight, lows level off around 64. 88 tomorrow, chance for storms. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Right now, it's 86 degrees.
Husker fans know a strong game plan makes all the difference, no matter where they cheer from. The dedication fans bring every season is the same dedication that builds long-term financial success. That's why Emeritus connects fans across the country with financial professionals who can help them plan, prepare, and move toward their goals. As a proud partner of Husker Athletics, Emeritus supports fans in every corner of the country because great fans deserve a great future. Emeritus, fulfilling life, fueled by Husker pride. Go to emeritus.com/Husker Wealth for more information.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Everyone's always looking for more ways to find storage, but you might not be sure which avenue to follow. Look no further than Larkin's Portable Buildings off Highway 77 in Portland and 84th and Highway 2 in Lincoln. They can customize any building, from cabins to tiny homes and golf simulators. Make plans to see Kurt and the team at the Nebraska State Fair in Grand Island, where they're giving away a free shed. Just stop by their booth to register. That's Larkin's Portable Building, an authorized dealer of Dirksen products. Call Kurt today at 402-440-1246 to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
The Friends with McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln would like to take this time out to thank our first responders, doctors, nurses, and the healthcare professionals who put their lives in harm's way for our protection. Blood donation centers need people to donate blood. Be a silent hero and donate blood today. It will help accident victims, surgery patients, sick children, and members of our military. This message is from McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln. Let's stay united and keep America safe and strong.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hop in the pit if you dare. It's time to join two Husker legends in the trenches. Jason Peter.
And here is a fake. Druckenmiller on the keeper, loses the football. It's picked up by the Huskers, and they're going to run it in. Jason Peter for the score. Jason Peter, the man of the hour right now for the Big Red, as Nebraska now takes a 16-7 lead. The Hokies.
And Grant Wistrom.
Trying to open things up a little bit now. Here is a pass, and it's intercepted by Grant Wistrom. Takes it in for the score.
Are ready to take you inside the hallowed halls of Memorial Stadium. From the locker room to the sidelines and deep into the stories behind the biggest wins in Nebraska football history. It's time for In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back to In the Pit, hour number 2, always sponsored by Lincoln Children's Museum. Game day play dates. Football Saturdays are back, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game day plan for your youngest fans. Game day play dates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day while you enjoy the action inside the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff and pick them up an hour after the game ends. New this year, purchase a season pass for a special rate. Book 4 sessions and receive your 5th free with the discount code FOOTBALL. Space is limited and advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spot today. Mention it on the other side before we got to hour number 2, the over-under for Vegas. Nebraska, over the past 10 years, has done a pretty woeful job. So 9 straight that they've hit the under so far. The last time they hit the over was all the way back in 2016. It was also the last time Nebraska got a ranked win. The over-under projection was 8.5. Nebraska would actually hit the over with 9, and then the ball drops pretty quick. 2017 projected for 7, we win 4. 2018 projected 6.5, we win 4. 2019, 8.5, we win 5. 2020, 4.5, we win 3. 21, 6.5, we win 3. 2022, 6.5, we win 5. 2024, 7.5, we win 6. 2025, 7.5, we win 7. Over, and then all unders since 2017 all the way up to 25.
I'm a vomit. I think I'm a vomit after hearing that.
You know that it's been bad, but when you sit down or listen to those numbers thrown out that we had consecutive 3-win seasons, like, wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, it's just none of it is up to the standard, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing with standards. You can never let them drop, right? Because this is the cycle. And the farther you get away and the more, football's changed. So, it's not the same. No.
Somebody's winning.
Somebody is.
Football may have changed, but somebody's winning. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's hard to stomach, man, hearing that. Oh, my goodness gracious.
You just talk about, it's been bad. We've been down. But when you actually just go through and run through the numbers, it's more than down. It's like.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
Got down here. I always think about it. I just got down here at the worst possible time. Like, to sit here and then you run into, I got down here in 2018. I saw 4 wins, 5 wins, 3 wins, 3 wins. Then we hit the Matt Rule era. And, I hope the line's 6.5 this year. So this is the first time they even though it's year 4, the line's still 6.5. Obviously part of that with the schedule ahead there. But, and the thing that is common and why we hit the under every single year, in order to hit the over, you have to beat somebody you're not supposed to beat.
Yep.
We just haven't done that since 2016.
You have to beat somebody you're not supposed to beat, and you should beat everybody you're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously as big a part of the problem.
I mean, it's just crazy to think back in like 2019, the line was 8.5 and you only win 5. In years, even when like 2021, they're giving you a benefit of doubt. Like, hey, tough year, 6.5, you win 3 games. And obviously that was towards the end of the Frost era when things just kind of really fell apart there. But I almost completely blanked out that we did have 2 seasons in a row where 3 games.
3 wins. Like, you have to try to only win 3 football games.
I can't even wrap my head around this thing.
Because they weren't, it wasn't, 12, 13 games facing top 25 teams. And you win 3 football games. And we're at 6.5 this year. Vegas is smart. They don't put numbers out there to lose money. When you look at our schedule, that's a hard number to pick the over-under on.
Well, I still think it's 6.5, only because it was at 5.5 at some point, and then a bunch of Nebraska fans put a lot of money down on it, and they raised it to 6.5. I'm pretty sure after last season and when they started to come up with some of these numbers, could have sworn it was at
5.5 somewhere. I maybe early on. We're 6.5 now, and when you look at that schedule,
we're going to talk about how we get to 7 and hit the over, which teams we have to take down here.
Yeah.
We'll get to some of the texts. We got Henry says, I'm going heavy on the unders. History would say you're right for that. Jackson says, but we were the best 3-9 team. Did you guys ever buy into that?
Oh,
well, I was down there for that 3-9 team.
Yeah, and it wasn't a crazy year.
And I mean, whatever you are what your record says you are, and they were 3-9, but that team fought. I'll give them that. They fought and they were in pretty much every game that we played. Yeah. Sometimes there is an element of the ball just needs to bounce your way, at some point. I think every great team benefits from that. Like, you just need breaks.
Well, even in the NFL,
season.
Chiefs Super Bowl, the last one they won.
Yeah.
I had some really lucky bounces go their way.
They were just really unlucky. But you also, T.O. used to say you create your own luck.
Exactly.
That's
you
right.
have to believe the ball is going to bounce your way. You have and hard work, and working towards that and believing that and always thinking that. And it's not just
thinking that same
I'm
thing?
hoping that the ball is going to bounce
Right.
your way. You have to bust your butt to make the ball bounce your way.
Yeah.
But that's what we talked about a little bit last week. Winning's an attitude and losing's an attitude.
Yeah.
You have to believe, but also with the belief, there has to be the work and the effort towards it too.
Well, and is the part where hopefully, I was talking to Bach with this when it comes to the tough season that Nebraska football is obviously going to have ahead here. Like, even if they take that loss, like, I don't want the guys just to start like, well, I think we can still win this. Like, you got to have that conviction that we are going to go win this ball game.
Yeah, you're out there fighting to the last minute on the clock ticks off.
So when they keep coming out and saying, well, we don't have enough money, or we're short here, we're only, in the bottom half, does that send a message to the kids? Like, you don't really have enough to win.
At some point that probably starts to creep into the back of your head and creating doubt. Like you're saying, like if we just had this,
right.
You don't do what you can with what you've got and be like, and I coached high school football one year, and I coached a guy that was 6'6" and 255 pounds and ended up going to University of Tennessee. And there's a kid on the team that was 5'4", and the 5'4" kid was just hating on the 6'6" kid. Well, they're only recruiting him because he's 6'6". I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're 5'4". What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit here and complain about it? Or are you going to go out there and work your butt off? And you don't have the God-given gifts he's got. Yeah. You know what I mean? But work with what you have and make the most of it, and don't complain about it. It is what it is, and just go out there and deal with it.
Yeah. Let's get to a few more texts, and then we'll continue about this schedule up a little bit ahead here. We have 2017, 66 says, I remember when having consecutive 3 loss seasons was considered a tragedy, as it should have. Going back to the 2016, we did beat Iowa that year. That was when Bill Bush was down there as special teams coordinator. So you had the Oregon and the Iowa game as well. We got the Virginia Pirates as
defensive coordinator too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill did a great job, I thought.
And a tough
that
spot.
was tough duty. He got put in a tough spot there. And I thought the guys rallied for him.
Yeah, and they absolutely did. And I think he was pretty well liked for, obviously, like Husker fans still talk about him. Like, literally just for beating Iowa. And I understand he did a lot more than that. But, like, that's what that game meant to people. Like,
yeah.
You had people wanting Mickey Joseph and those two to, like, have the job because, oh, my gosh, we finally beat Iowa. Maybe we can turn the corner. And then, obviously, the events followed that became not an option anymore, but just a crazy ride. The Pirate chimes in. He says, Rule better surprise me this year. I'll be all the way if it's the unders. Oh, he's bet all the way for it to be the unders. The best 3-9 team was nice media spin. I get defending Frost, but it's a different conversation. Winners win, losers lose. There's, some fairness to that, but at least it wasn't getting blown out and you did convince yourself you had a chance. I mean, if the Adrian Martinez fumble versus Michigan, there was key moments where you'd like to win, but it just fell apart at the last moment.
How do we win here, right? Like, ultimately, that's what you got to ask the question. Like, how do we win, right? Because I know what we did, how we were without question, and I don't even know what every other team was doing, but I could tell you that we were without question the hardest working team in America, the hardest working team, right? That's how we overcame having the 21st ranked recruiting class, the 23rd rank. I mean, and that was every year. That wasn't just, like one out of our 4 or 5 years that we were here where we had the 22nd rank. That was pretty much standard for Nebraska football back then. But we made up for it in the way that we approached every single day. So, it's hard for me to have sympathy or compassion when you see the amount of, stars that they're bringing in down there and the players that they're bringing in and all the facilities and everything else that they have. Like, at some point, you've got to be about something, right? Like, your program needs to be about something. For us, it was we were going to outwork everyone. And then, then the players, there's always a pack of them that end up coming out and shine, and they are the quote unquote stars or whatever it may be. But it was the team, right? Like, that was what we were built on, and we were built on outworking everyone. I don't know if Nebraska, unless they take that sort of approach, right? Like, Matt Rule has to have the hardest working team in America down there in order to have a shot. Is that fair to say?
It doesn't matter how many stars are on your roster.
Right.
If you're not going to go out there and push them and make them fight for it every single day. Yeah. Most of those guys that have stars have had their butt kissed their entire life.
But you know what else? That's Nebraska. Like, as a state, the hardworking farmers and the ag people and all, that was the connect. That's why I think people, it's easy to rally around a winner, but when you have a winner that works harder than everybody else,
their identity.
That's it, man. That's it.
Well, I think it's still true. Like, that's the one part you guys talk about how football, some people say, well, football has changed. What is Georgia's biggest credit to their success? They're known as one of the hardest working football teams out there. And guess what? They have pretty good results for it. Even Kurt Signeni, now it looks a different way, but they're very concise in understanding what the time they have. But when they are practicing, it's bang. They're, they're going 100% all the time. And, I think that's true for every team to want to say, hey, we're going to be the hardest working team. Like, how do you actually enforce that, though? Because I imagine that every team wants to be the hardest working team.
Do you know what it is? It's a gut check with every single player that walks out onto that field. Did you go as hard as you could every rep that you took today, right? Like, I know that we're running a bag drill here, right? That it basically it's coming off the ball, like for a defensive lineman, doing a move or something on a pop-up, right? Do you just kind of, when you're finished with that move, do you just kind of walk back to the end of the line, or do you sprint for 10 yards flat down the line of scrimmage or back to the quarter? There's always a little extra that you can do that separates you from everybody else.
Yeah, and it's not anointing someone the best when they walk through the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think we both appreciated about the quote, you know, the audio from Sat yesterday. He didn't say that this tight end room is doing great this, you know, this camp, that they're out there setting the tone, and I'm
Or
just
it's the best tight end group that
we've had here. He left those guys with a little bit of doubt. What more can I do?
Yeah.
What else can I do? How much harder could I be working? Am I really doing everything that I possibly can? You know, and it's
when you think a coach has just a tiny bit of doubt in you, that we talked about it the other day. That's a huge motivator.
Yeah.
It should be for players, right? If you think that, well, maybe whether you're a coach, whatever it may be, but I just think when your coach doesn't pat you on the back, especially in the preseason, right? Like it's one thing at the end of the season, but in the preseason, when you don't hear him call your name or say your name in press conferences or stuff, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'm not doing everything I need to do.
Well, we got an interesting point here from Jackson on the text line. Whatever happens is the belief that we're going to play physical football so much that even when we lose, the teams are going to wish they never played us again. I feel like I hear from the Big Ten schools sometimes that the hardest thing about playing us is just the home atmosphere, and it's never about our physicality.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's
you know,
true,
because
though.
100%.
Because I asked you guys that one time, you know, like when was the last time we physically dominated a team? And, you know, I think a lot of people agree with it. And the people that disagree will say, like, well, Colorado. But I didn't even can't say Colorado. We dominated for a half.
Yeah. It wasn't
not an
like
entire game.
You didn't step on their throat at the end of the game.
And the crowd was electric that night. I mean, we were down on the field for that game, and you could not hear the guy standing next to you.
Yeah. And it reminded you of the 90s. Every game was like that. And you just knew that you were going to go out and just hammer this team, no matter who it was. You were going to go hammer them.
And that stadium is willing to do that every game, but you got to give them something. You got to give them something, right? To get to be on their feet, to get loud, to make it that hostile environment.
And even when it's 60-20 in the fourth quarter, they're not going anywhere.
They'll stay if it's 60-20. They'll be loving it.
I mean, they're cheering even louder.
I mean, at some point they'll sit in their seats and they'll say, "Throw the ball! Can we throw the ball?" Right? I mean, how often do we used to hear that?
Oh, the spring game, I'd never get more mad when we'd throw an incomplete pass for 50 yards and the fans would clap because we threw the ball down the field. I'd be like, "Are you kidding me?"
I didn't realize that was the thing. They get upset because you guys wouldn't throw it. Really?
Oh yeah. They wanted us to throw the ball. They, offense, watching the option over and over again.
Never mind, we got 500 yards rushing in the game. Throw the ball.
I know.
Well, we tried to throw the ball and get a little bit cuter with it. And look at where we're at, 2026. So you got to be careful about what you're trying to push away, especially if it's working there. It's just that's the thing for Matt Rule and this team. If we're really going to get 6.5, like just to pull up the schedule, let's just play devil's advocate. Or if you fully believe, we're not playing devil's advocate. So we can make arguments for it, but Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota should be 3-0, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 wins. You have 4 wins left to go. Michigan State. Toss up. That's not one I could guarantee a circle.
No.
So I'm just going to put, I'm not even going to go win-loss there. I'm just going to put a question mark. I mean, go either way, but right now there's 3 wins I'm comfortable with. Maryland?
I mean,
I'll give it to us, but it
should
still,
be, but right. It's still, they can beat you. Without question, they can beat us.
Hoping you show up at 4.
Yeah, I'd say that's one that we should take.
Yeah.
Indiana, Oregon, we're not going to be favored in those, so I think we'll just say we're still at 4. Washington at home, Halloween night. Can you build off the hype train that will be there for the black shirts and everything going on that night?
You'll have to have an environment similar to Colorado, which I think they're trying to do, but this is a much better team than Colorado was coming in here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's better than the USC team last year, for the blackout game? Because that was an awesome environment for that game.
I think offensively, I think they got a stud at quarterback. I think they got good receivers. They've got a good offensive line. And, like when you come into a place like Memorial Stadium is going to be that night, the fastest way to take that crowd out is lean on your offensive line.
Yeah. Yep.
And their coach is Jeb Fish, is really I think, a good offensive coach as well.
And a tough team, a hard-nosed team, is going to love that environment.
Absolutely.
And granted, it will favor us, and our team will get hyped and excited for it too. But we went into places like that where it's like, oh, we're playing Colorado, and they got Big Van Vader walking through there, and the crowd's going nuts. We're like, okay, this is what you have to do to get ready to play us. Let's go.
Yeah.
So they're going to feed off that too. So, I don't know.
Van Vader. Yeah, for all you that don't know, Van Vader was a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Played football at Colorado, right?
And so we go to the stadium the day before the game for practice, and he's out there like with a microphone and a speaker, and he's talking to screaming, like getting them pumped up and everything. And then I think, did he do something on game day? No, on game day they came out of the
stadium.
All the players came out of the stadium.
Like
that's
the
right.
tunnels, walk through the fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and that's
we loved that. I mean, the
the
Washington environment when we went out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was awesome.
A good defense gets going on that. They're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it's great playing in Memorial Stadium and having that crowd noise when you're out there on defense, but there's also something when you go out into a hostile environment like that and you shut their offense down and that crowd noise just drops.
You're a mouse fart out there. It's so awesome.
Well, I remember when we first brought out like the light shows. I want to say it was like we're playing Michigan, and it was not going well for us. The light show starts, and you look at the Michigan sideline. They're jumping, dancing, they're loving it. I'm like, well, the intimidation, you got to be able to get the fans excited so you can feed off it, but the players got to respond to it. And that's why the Colorado game was a great example for that first half. Second half, you got to put your foot on the chest there and just keep them down. All right, a few more games, then we'll go to break here. So I think we're at 4. We feel confident with the win over Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota, and confident. Take it with a grain of salt. Win versus Maryland. 4 wins. Washington, is that just a question mark? Is that one we can feel confident, or do you think the hype and everything around it, we can pull it off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ready to say one way or the other yet.
Okay, so that's just a question mark.
Yeah.
We'll keep it at 4. Illinois on the road Friday night.
I mean,
that's going to be tough. You can't say that's a definite win.
Oh no,
question mark.
Oh, no.
Question mark.
Rutgers on the road.
If Bielema's coaching, no way. Who's next?
Rutgers.
Rutgers should be a win.
Okay, so 5.
Yep.
Ohio State, Iowa. You got to win 2 of those to get to that.
Yeah.
8 wins or 7 wins. Excuse me.
Vegas wasn't built on giving away money. They know what they're doing when they set that number.
They keep building mega hotels out there and casinos and everything else. So things must be going well out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just tough. Even the teams that we kind of brushed over, like, we're saying Maryland, we should hope that, but we got 62-96, and he is right about this. Maryland, I don't know about the best, but it would be certainly a good one. Might have one of the best front 7 in the Big.
Well, they lost one of the returning freshman All-American defensive end, went down with a knee injury, I think. So he's out for the season. So caught a break there, but I think they still have another highly touted kind of defensive line. You just never know who, I know we think sometimes you can get trapped in this, we're the only team who's trying to get better in the offseason with portal additions, and everybody's doing it, right? So everybody's grabbing these different players, and I don't know. I just think everybody's got a shot. I just don't think you can look at it. Well, Maryland traditionally is such a bad program or whatever, so we should win that. And Loxley's fighting for his job, which is the reason why I would think they're even more of a threat. But yeah, I mean, we just have not proven enough over the last
2016,
20 years, right? To say, well, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win.
You gotta remember it's times where and it's not just Matt Rule, but other coaches, but even you look at, some of the coaches we've gone against, if you got an interim head coach down there at Michigan State early in his career, you have to win that game.
You got to win those games, man.
What are the wins that you hold over Big Ten coaches right now? You can't, my fear is I look around, I'm like, oh, okay, Northwestern, they're tooling up, they're getting ready. I look at, even a team like Maryland, whatever you think about Michael Loxley, he's got some pretty good recruits in that player. I look at Chesney down there at UCLA and what they have. I don't think that program's going backwards. The middle tier programs are just as much climbing. You don't want to be stuck there in the middle of the ladder, looking to your left and right and seeing everybody climbing up ahead of you. Right. Now you're in the bottom tier before you know it. So that's the part for Nebraska where, again, Not saying they can't do it this year, but my hope is they can make that jump to kind of try to pull themselves at least to the top of that middle tier team. Not asking for a championship, just some improvement. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break. It is In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high school or in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Played Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Played Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
The Friends with McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln would like to take this time out to thank our first responders, doctors, nurses, and the healthcare professionals who put their lives in harm's way for our protection. Blood donation centers need people to donate blood. Be a silent hero and donate blood today. It will help accident victims, surgery patients, sick children, and members of our military. This message is from McLaughlin Masonry here in Lincoln. Let's stay united and keep America safe and strong. Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Everyone's always looking for more ways to find storage, but you might not be sure which avenue to follow. Look no further than Larkin's Portable Buildings off Highway 77 in Portland and 84th and Highway 2 in Lincoln. They can customize any building, from cabins to tiny homes and golf simulators. Make plans to see Kurt and the team at the Nebraska State Fair in Grand Island, where they're giving away a free shed. Just stop by their booth to register. That's Larkin's Portable Buildings, an authorized dealer of Dirksen products. Call Kurt today at 402-440-1246 to learn more. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Amy Williams here, thanking you so much for your support of Nebraska women's basketball. Season tickets go on sale August 17th, and we want you at PBA with us as we take the next step forward as a program. Our Huskers are hunting a school record tying 4th straight NCAA tournament bid, and we want you there with us every step of the way. Get your season tickets at Huskers.com, and let's win the day at PBA. Go Big Red.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Tune in after every Nebraska volleyball match for post-game coverage. Each dig, set, kill, and block. We discuss it all here on 93.7 The Ticket. Join former Husker outside hitter Mandy Monson as she breaks down the key players and key moments from every single match. Post-match coverage is sponsored by Insight Partners, an alliance of insurance agencies working in partnership to serve customers and communities across the Midwest, and proud NIL partners of Andy Jackson and Bergen Riley. That's Husker Volleyball Postgame immediately after each and every match on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back in the pit. Segment 2, hour number 2. A couple more texts here, then we'll switch it up to some NFL news. It's surprising news. I don't know if anybody even cares anymore. I'll leave that as the teaser for it. Scott Lincoln says Nebraska's luck has to change sometime, right? The unfortunate problem is I don't know if it's luck. You guys gave the Tom Osborne quote. Anyways, you create your own luck. And then we did have 2766. And I'll push back a little bit, but I get where you're coming from. It's the bleeping participation ribbon generation. These guys coming in here are soft. Was Indiana soft last year? Is my thing. It's like, it's how you motivate the guys. It's always a little bit different in certain generations. There's still hardworking dudes out there. You just have to identify them. You know, I don't know what Nebraska has. I know some of the guys they've talked about. I'm not, going to say they are or they aren't that. But I do think a big part of it is you have to be able to identify that this guy is willing to work hard. And, we talked about it off air. Bo Pelini, whether you thought of him, the players liked him. And I know he was pushing those guys.
Yeah. He was demanding.
If you don't sometimes like the discipline coming down from your parents, but if they care about you and they want what's best for you, at some point you appreciate it and it's good for you. And, we've said it before, the head coach is a parent to these guys. You can't let your kids stay out late every night and just let them continue to do that and think at some point that's going to change without there being consequences.
That's the hope. All right. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts. Obviously, as I've been growing up, this game's been dumber and dumber as the years go on. The NFL is eliminating the Pro Bowl games. It's games plural because they had like the passing competition, the extra situations they would do. It became a flag football thing for a little bit. Did you guys even watch the Pro Bowl game anymore?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Was there a point in time where you did? It was must-watch TV?
No.
I think the only times that I watched was like they used to do like bench press for, like certain guys, some of the linemen or something, but the games itself was,
yeah.
I think I'm cool with this. I haven't heard anybody be super upset because it has just, especially today, it's even more watered down than it used to be. Now, some of the things to keep in mind. So they're still going to have 88 players will be named to the Pro Bowl class late in December with no replacement selections. So they're just not going to have the game, but they're still going to select the guys. But I think part of that too is we've had years where, I think it was last year, Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowler.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Is he really? And it's not just him, right? You can go through a list of guys, but it's like you run into stupid situations like that where it's just a guy really going to be able to put Pro Bowler on his resume when he might not even have a great NFL career.
You're either a Pro Bowler or you're not. Like, you shouldn't make the Pro Bowl because some other guy is playing still in the playoffs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're either a Pro Bowler or you're not.
Yeah. And like, why do you even need to have a Pro Bowl team? You've got the All-Pro team.
Right.
That's
True.
enough.
Right.
That's enough.
Yeah.
You're the first team All-American of the NFL. that's all you need to have.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm a fan of this. They put it out there, it's like we're not afraid to be the first one to kind of shut this down, which kind of brought me the idea. NBA All-Star Game. I know that thing was insane back in the day. Obviously, the dunk contest was a big deal. Now people feel like they've kind of seen everything. NBA All-Star Games, was that something you guys enjoyed watching? And if it was, do you still watch it today?
I never watched the game. I'd sometimes when I was younger, I'd watch like the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Well, like when it was Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, guys like that. Yeah.
Or even the 3-point contest. You know what I mean? Like the skill stuff. I like that, but the All-Star games are a joke. No, I mean, very few people play defense in the NBA anyway, unless it's a playoff. But when you get into that, it's just running up and down the court, chucking the ball up.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama tried to save it last year.
Yeah.
He's I don't know what he did, hanging out with the monks for a year. He's a tough guy. Like he did not right off the rip. You could tell nah, I'm here to win. He just went straight down. And the last time we saw that was unfortunately it was due to the tragedy with Kobe Bryant when he passed away. That was a really good All-Star game, but it has just gotten to a point where even the All-Star game, unless Victor Wembanyama makes it a thing going forward, because he will definitely be in there if he's healthy, gets back to that competitive level. The dunk contest, do you care about that anymore?
I haven't watched it in forever. Right. It would be something where if I'm flipping through the channels and it's on, I'm like, oh, I'll watch the dunk contest for a couple minutes, but I'm not going to make plans to watch it.
Yeah, okay. I think it's fair enough. I'm always amazed. The MLB was the last one that I have as an example. The NHL, I think, does a great job. Those guys get after it for the NHL.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was great move by them when they did the four nations.
Oh,
right.
Incredible.
I mean, they were like, forget the All-Star game. This is what we're going to do. And got to imagine that they picked up a lot of fans coming out of that Four Nations deal that they did.
Yeah, I know. I got some fans that became Kraken fans as a result of that.
Yeah.
I can't remember which players they were following exactly. But yeah, the NHL seems to always have the most fluid. Their players are just built a little bit differently. I think they just enjoy going out there, and especially anytime you get a chance to play Canada with the Four Nations, and then you get to hoist that trophy. It obviously worked out fantastic for those guys.
To me, it's the last sport remaining that has true brotherhood in the locker room. And it's smaller. You only got, 20 some players or whatever it is that it's on the roster. So it's easier to kind of build that. But to me, it's still like a tough guy sport.
Yeah. And these guys grew up from kids riding on buses, paying their dues. It's not like you're anointed a 5-star hockey player and you go to a Division I school and you're paid $5 million. These guys, they do it because they love the game, and it's in their blood, and they love to compete and fight and scrap.
Yeah. Do you think, it's total side note, I'm always amazed that people flirt with the idea of it. We used to, Rocky Russo is no longer the Lincoln Stars head coach, but when it comes to fighting, and even the USHL, those guys will drop gloves, they'll let them fight. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where they push that thing out of the NHL?
I hope not, because that's the way that they police the game.
Keeps it safe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they tried for a while to pull fighting out, and they ended up having more problems. I mean, that's just the way hockey is. And I don't think they'll ever try to pull that out again.
That's one of those sports that has really kind of been unscathed. Even in the college realm.
Yeah.
That system has not seen a ton of chaos. Obviously, there's a little bit more international going on now, but for the most part, hockey is one of those sports that's just done really well despite whatever generation they find themselves in. And it's actually growing a lot more. I think NHL is now climbing on the tails of the NBA.
Yep.
So if you're Adam Silver, you may be sweating a little bit, making sure that your product is still good because they're trying things. They got the in-season tournament, which I get it. Not the biggest fan of it. With that being said, that's all I really had on the NFL Pro Bowl. They are eliminating that. You'll still get Pro Bowl selections. However, you will not play a game, but does eliminate, the Shedeur Sanders, the replacement guys that have to hop in and then, get that on their resume as a result of simply participating in a Pro Bowl, even if it's as a backup. That being said, we'll throw it to break. Husker volleyball tonight at 7:00. They play number 17, Florida. Spike on the lights, chance to win $1 million. We'll have the post-match shows. We'll kind of highlight those games coming up on the final segment of In the Pit. Don't go anywhere.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by Bryant Air Conditioning, Electrical, Heating, and Plumbing. Lows dip down to about 64 tonight under mainly clear skies, with a slight chance of rain showers, winds out of the southeast, around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, chance for storms. High temperatures reach up to 88. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster. Currently, it's 85 degrees.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Amy Williams here, thanking you so much for your support of Nebraska women's basketball. Season tickets go on sale August 17th, and we want you at PBA with us as we take the next step forward as a program. Our Huskers are hunting a school record-tying 4th straight NCAA tournament bid, and we want you there with us every step of the way. Get your season tickets at Huskers.com, and let's win the day at PBA. Go Big Red.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey guys, it's Austin Norman with 93.7 The Ticket. Join us this Thursday and Friday for Week 1 high school football from Seacrest Field. On Thursday, Jay Foreman and I will bring you the call of Lincoln East and Lincoln Northeast before Friday features a matchup between Lincoln Southeast and Millard West. Catch prep football all season long on Lincoln's home for high school football, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Buying or selling a home should feel exciting, not overwhelming. That's why more buyers and sellers trust Ben Bleicher with the professional realty group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate. Ben combines luxury-level service with a friendly, down-to-earth approach that helps you feel confident every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home or preparing to sell for top dollar, Ben is ready to help you move forward. Call Ben Bleicher today at 402-466-3748.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
One final segment before we go ahead and wrap things up and send it over to Ticket Weeknights. Some programming notes that I want to get to. We did have Dan from Canopy. We still got some diehard Royals fans. No Royals tonight. We do have high school football taking over the brick and mortar. Later tonight for high school football, we'll have Austin Orman, Jay Foreman on the call. That one's 7:30 p.m. kickoff. We have Lincoln Northeast versus Lincoln East. And then tomorrow, more high school football at 7 o'clock. We'll have Lincoln Southeast versus Millard West. And while we're shouting stuff out before we get to the volleyball, Grant, what's going on in the women's soccer?
Taking on UNO tonight at 7 o'clock at Hibner. So,
Good crowd.
Yeah, looking to get back on track. Had a couple good matches last week. Tied Notre Dame, lost to Alabama. So hopefully get back on the winning streak this week tonight. And then Sunday, head down to Kansas State, take on the Wildcats in Manhattan.
So definitely check them out. Big Ten Plus, I'm assuming, is where you can probably watch those games.
Yeah, both of them on Big Ten Plus tonight.
Perfect. So you can definitely go check those out. Always support the soccer program as well as any of the programs here at the University of Nebraska Lincoln. Speaking of that, volleyball. We mentioned it yesterday. Tonight's the night, though, that it happens. A chance to win $1 million. We have DP down there as well at the Cowboys AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, wherever you want to dub it. A lot of fun. So they got number 17 Florida. They will be waiting to see who wins between Penn State SMU. After that one, there'll be a concert. And then hopefully if Nebraska wins the first one, they'll come back and play that championship game. We'll have the post-match shows for that one as well with Mandy Munson, potentially Jalen Reyes, the associate head coach. If he's got time to call in, he'll give his thoughts as well. When you guys look at just Nebraska volleyball, and Austin Norman kind of compared them to inverse Fab Five, just culturally what they are and the dominance they bring to even away arenas. They're selling out venues. Right. Like, what has made volleyball, and you don't have to give me like the volleyball X's and O's, but like, what do you think's made that program such a powerhouse to where we can have a realistic conversation talking about those guys culturally along the lines of the Fab Five?
I mean, it's winning
in the standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who gets on the floor. They all play hard. They all play the same. And I think they know if they don't, there's somebody right behind them that's going to. I don't think that Danny is out there telling everybody that, you're the greatest hitter that's ever played here. They go out there with a question mark in the back of their mind, like, hey, if I don't do this, somebody else will.
Well, that's just, and I think that standard has been there for so long, and then they haven't messed it up with like the new faces that they bring in there. Like you bring in Danny Busboom Kelly. She wasn't coming in here to change what Nebraska volleyball was. She's got a little different style to it. It's maybe a little bit more aggressive, but the defense is still a huge part of what that team's about. And they're going to be a little bit more aggressive serving. Culturally, I know the answer is no. You can never anticipate something like this happen. But are you surprised to see just the amount of support for volleyball? I mean, again, we said it before, but you got an NHL arena, WNBA arena, MLB stadium, NFL stadium tonight, that they're just selling out all these venues. And I don't know if they sold out 100,000 for Jerry's World down there, but still, I mean, to have those kind of numbers, and the prices are high, so I'd imagine things are going pretty well there. To be able to sell out these venues, like what's that like for you guys now? Obviously, no longer, well, you're alumni, but just watching this volleyball program, who was good when you were there, somehow keep climbing and reaching these new heights.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. I mean, they're today's old football program.
Yeah.
And they just continue to, like you said, they have a standard of what they expect to reach each year. For them, it's obviously a national championship, and everybody that they bring in, thinks that way. But they also, like you said, they've been a program that's been a winning program for a long time. Does the support surprise me? No. Especially not in this state, given that fans want a winner to cheer for at the end of the day. And football has not provided that. And I just think the sport of volleyball just continues to grow.
I would argue that the growth of the volleyball, though, would not be the same if it weren't Nebraska doing this run of dominance, this excellence, because I think that Nebraska fans get excited and then they go support the Nebraska team, and then everybody else, other fans start coming. I think the growth of volleyball is in large part due to the fan base of Nebraska. And not just Nebraska volleyball, but just the sport of volleyball, period.
Well, yeah, and it obviously turns itself back onto the kids that grow up in this state. And when you look at the amount of Division I volleyball players from this state, that not the ones that necessarily play here at Nebraska, but, go to Penn State or they go, to Texas or somewhere. There's just a lot of them. John Zadiska's daughter went out to Arizona State and was playing, for their volleyball team out there. There's just there's a lot of talent coming out of this state.
And the inverse of that is the decline of high school football in the state of Nebraska. And I would argue 100% that that's tied along with the success of the football program too.
For sure.
I
think they said it was down like 32%.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what's happening with football in Nebraska, but kids aren't playing it anymore. I wonder why.
They don't have a great example of it. Nobody's excited about it. Nobody. So, I'm not saying that's it, but it's growing in other states.
Yeah.
Why not here?
I went over and talked to the coach over at Pius, the new coach over there, and we were talking about the players and if he's got a roster or whatever. And he's like, look, if we walk through the school right now, he's like, you'll see good sized kids all over the place. He goes, but none of them want to play football. They'll all play basketball or baseball.
So what are they doing in the fall? Hanging out?
We're training,
cross country season. I doubt they're doing cross country
training or, specialized training, I'd imagine, or some sort of club. Who knows? But yeah, that'd be concerning. As to why. I'm sure the brain health and all that probably plays in a little bit with some parents.
Yeah.
But usually, they're more about keeping the younger kids out. When they get to high school and stuff, it's like, all right, you can play whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, especially I know we've learned more about safety, but it's also got much better equipment as a result of it. Like the helmets today are comfortable. Like if you ever put those things on compared to what, even ours, we had like the pump up ones where you had to pump the air.
That's what we had.
Yeah. Those things were,
they were heavy.
Yeah.
They were heavy. And we weren't allowed to take our helmets off in practice. Right. Like, so and not just take it off, like for Charlie, you had to be buckled up at all times. So you would have a splitting headache in the middle of trying to run, live goal line and everything else. But it's interesting. You mentioned that, and I just read an article talking about the safety caps that they wear. And now they're starting to find out that they think they lead more they ultimately lead more to more head injuries because it's teaching kids when they have it on in practice that they can lead with their head.
Yeah.
And then when they get into the game, they're still leading with their head, but they don't have the safety cap on.
They need to just go back to old school. There weren't concussions when we didn't have face masks. Take the face masks off. Yeah. There weren't any concussions then.
That's crazy. I remember we'd keep our helmets on just because it was cold and trying to get that frozen helmet back on your head. It's just peeling off your forehead, pulling that thing down.
I remember holding mine in front of the space heater one time at Memorial Stadium during a game, and I looked down and the pads are melting in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully, those numbers increase. It is crazy because I remember playing high school football. I mean, it was every single guy outside of maybe five. C2, but everyone was still out for football. So hopefully that can get back to it. We see the success that it has in volleyball and the level of talent just within Nebraska. Hopefully we see that with high school football, which again, speaking of high school football, we'll have an hour pregame show, but we got Lincoln High School football coming your way tonight. We'll have Jay Foreman, Austin Orman on the call. Appreciate everybody listening. Don't go anywhere. Take a weeknights. Up next.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government